What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Cooking with Calvin. Today I have a really nice fish and chip recipe that I would like to share with you, and I'm also going to make my own homemade tartar sauce. I'm going to start off with about a quarter cup of dill relish, not sweet relish, just the dill relish, just to get the pickle taste. I put that in a bowl. I also have like a cup of mayo that I'm going to add in with the relish. Let's get all of that in there. Just make sure it depends on how much you're cooking and how much you're wanting. So like I said, this is like a cup of mayo. I will have all the exact measurements in the description, and you will be able to go and check that out as well. I added some all-purpose seasoning, just about a teaspoon, not much at all. Then I'm going to add, I have 2 lemon wedges I'm going to squeeze into this mixture for my tartar sauce. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of mustard. Then I'm going to grate real fine, almost like a puree onion. Just grate, just probably about a tablespoon of it, real fine though. I don't like mine chunky. Add that to the mix, stir it up, and you have your tartar sauce. Now here I have 3 large russet potatoes. I chose 3 because I'm making 3 plates of this particular recipe. These are your chips. When I was coming up, I used to always think fish and chips was like the crust or the fried flour parts that is left in the grease from the fish or the batter, but actually the chips are the fries. So I got 3 whole potatoes that I'm going to cut up and get these ready. As you can see, I squared the potatoes off first. Then I'll peel them and cut them up. Now, when you cut your potatoes up, you want them kind of thick, about a 1/4 inch thick. That's how they usually do the traditional fish and chips. They'll be kind of thick, like some pretty big, thick chips. Like I say, about a quarter of an inch, and you'll be good to go. Now here, I got the chips in a bowl and I'm just washing the starch off of them. Keep running water over them till your water becomes clear. And then we're gonna put them on the stove and we're gonna cook these. We're gonna boil them till they're almost like halfway done. Not all the way done, but until they begin to kind of break up. And then we'll fry these. Also, I added some salt, stirred it around, and now just boil them. Now I'll begin to make my flour mixture for my fish and chips. I have some beer batter. First of all, I have like 2 cups of flour, a quarter cup of beer batter that I'm going to add to the flour mix. I have some Andes fish batter, kind of seasoned, kind of spicy, a quarter cup of that. Add that to the mix. I'm going to add a tablespoon of starch and a teaspoon of black pepper and give that a good mix. Now I will begin to add my beer. I used about 2 cans of Mick Ultra. You can use whatever kind of beer you would like. If you don't want to use beer, you can even just use water. But I did use 2 cans, mixed it and stirred it really well till it became like a thick pancake mix. That's what you want. You want your fish batter to be like a consistency of pancake mix. Now I have my codfish that I bought from Snooks. I cut it up into nice big squares. I bought like 2 packs of white codfish, washed it off and patted it dry. Then I'll begin to season it with some low sodium, no salt, Cajun seasoning. I figured I would use that since I do have seasoning and salt already in my flour, so I don't want it to be too salty. Please like, share, subscribe, and even comment on this video to as to how you like the video, or what you would do differently, or just how you like the recipe as well. Share the video to at least 2 people if you would. It would be greatly appreciated. Now I came back to my chips. They're about ready. Like I said, don't cook them all the way, but you can see them kind of break up just a little bit, but they still are firm. I'm going to take these out, put a little bit more of my Tony's no salt Cajun seasoning on it, and sit these in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Let them cool off before I start frying them up. Now back to my batter. I also have 2 cups of flour to the side in a bowl. I'm just going to flour each piece, dip it in the batter. I have some canola oil on the stove. Have it set at about 275 degrees, and I'll start dropping my codfish. I'm kind of using like a deep saucepan. I filled it up almost halfway full. Make sure your grease is around 275 degrees, and drag your fish in the grease for a minute. Let it get crispy. And those chips that you see, they're not chips, they're really crumbs from the batter. It's what I'm trying to achieve as well in the grease, because that is actually part of the recipe. So drop your fish in slowly, sway it back and forth. Let that batter hit the grease and get crispy and fall into the skillet as well. Because like I said, those batter pieces fried up are part of the recipe also. Now this fish will cook pretty fast, so be careful. You would like your fish to cook at about 145 degrees. You can also use a meat thermometer so you know you're good. Now back to those chips, what we call fries in the United States, but I believe in other parts of the world where chips and fish are really popular, they call them chips. We call them French fries, they call them chips. All the same thing. I got my canola oil set at about 275 as well. I dropped them in. I'm just gonna cook them until they're crispy. Now my fish is starting to float. I'm believing like they're about done right about now. I also use my meat thermometer and make sure that the fish was at least 145 degrees. You can cook them a little longer, maybe 150, 55 degrees if you like. And then notice that also I'm going to grab those crumbs with a strainer as well, because they'll be going on the plate also. Now that my chips are golden brown, I'll turn these over. You can make them as crispy or less crispy as you like. I like mine pretty crispy. That's what they call chips. And then just take these out. They're ready. All right, folks, now here you have the money shot. I have a pickle and a jalapeno pepper along with my tartar sauce, an onion, and some fresh parsley on my plate to garnish. My chips, my daughter, she took all the whole chips, all the whole pretty ones that I would have used for my money shot. So, but I let her get those and I took the rest. But as you can see, everything is good. That tartar sauce was really great. I'm very impressed with that tartar sauce. It came out perfectly. Look at that beautiful crust and crispy fish, and everything was good. Like, subscribe, share it to the channel. I appreciate everyone, all the positive feedbacks. Until next time.